Good morning, everyone. Ginette Biro here. I am a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading from Spirit, where we dive in to see what's in store. Now, it has been an interesting week so far, some big collective planetary shifts happening right now. It's really interesting when the alignments have these big shifts. We had the full moon, Uranus going direct. We have Mercury and Venus still in retrograde. So there's lots of action potentials, but I do know, I remember yesterday Spirit said, listen to the messages in numbers, notice the number signs coming through. So let's see what's in store as we carry on forward. Now, I do want to say when I do mediumship readings, I just go direct to Spirit. But for these readings, I find the cards are such a valuable tool. And if you are, feeling like you're on shaky legs with trying to communicate with Spirit, Oracle cards would really help you do that, or tarot cards for that matter. So I do have a video on my page here if you do want to dive into a little bit of that to see how it works. Quick 15 minutes and you can be on your way building your language, your communication with your guides. I will attach that to the end of this video. All right, let's see what's in store here, you guys. Let's see what Spirit wants to share today. Okay, so this is really great. This is with everything that's shifted in the last 2 days. Now it's coming, the message is coming back to you. Now, what are you going to do about it? That's what it's asking you. And so the first card that I have here is the Ever Unfolding Rose, followed by Warrior Woman, which can be any gender, okay? And then Don't Dim Your Light to Fit In. This is a very clear message here, and I love this. So the first one, the Ever Unfolding Rose, this is one to remember or to remind you not to get stuck in victim mentality. Anything happening on the planet right now, happening to you, is not happening to you per se, but for you. And I know there have been times where I've heard that before and I've thought, are you kidding me? That's BS. But what I'm getting at here is when we can take the idea of a certain situation or event or something is happening, it is helping to crack us open further. Now, we may not like it at all. We may not enjoy it one bit, but we are learning in those experiences, especially the more open and aware we are, the more we can learn, the more we can gain, the more harvest we can get from that experience. And one of the biggest ways to shift that is to recognize that the thing that's happening is not happening to you, it's for you, right? And so we take that kind of victim hat off of poor me, which we all get caught in. And there are some times where, yeah, you know what, spend a little bit of time in the poor me because whatever is happening is crappy. But then take that hat off and put on the one that's inquisitive and curious and think, why is this happening? Now that I've spent my time in poor me, now what can I learn from it? What can I do about it? How can I shift it? What is in my control in this part? And that's when you become that ever unfolding rose, which you see here. It's when it continues to bloom and bloom and bloom and bloom, and you think it couldn't bloom anymore, but it does. And that is that beauty that comes from within and that wisdom that comes from each new petal that opens. And so that's what the universe is trying to say to you, is recognize that whatever is going on is happening for you to learn. And once you take that victim hat off and put the other one on of curiosity, you can start to discover who you are as this warrior woman within. What is that warrior self of you asking you to do? Have you answered that call? That's what it wants to know. Have you answered the call of your soul's pull, which we talked about, I think, just on Monday? We talked about your soul calling you to do something, pulling you somewhere. Have you answered that? Do you know what that is? Have you spent time looking at what that is or exploring how it could be? Because one of the things is we do have limitless potential when we are creative and trying to discover the ways in which we can do a thing. It might not be our option A, but it might be option C or D. But we just have to have this unlimited idea to think of all the different opportunities that could come from it or how we could create it. So this is asking you to follow the call in your heart, that soul's warrior call. And the warrior word doesn't have to represent aggression or fighting. It could just be that sense of will, that will within that is pushing you to do something. Answer that. because these things that are happening for you to understand and recognize more of who that warrior is within you. And then when you recognize that, don't dim your light to fit in. I love this card. It says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? In what way are you dimming or holding yourself back? This card is saying, don't hold yourself back. This card is saying, be your bright, bold, beautiful self in whichever way that is. For some, it might be way out there. And for others, it might be just a slight shift in their energy for self that maybe nobody else notices, but they notice. This could be your willingness to explore every option possible for this warrior woman card of what your life could look like, right? This is saying, don't dim your light. And that, I got to say, is a consistent message from Spirit, especially for 2022. My guys have been telling me the same. It's like, don't dim your light in any way. Just be who you are and recognize that you're here for your journey, as is this person A, this person B, whoever, everybody is here to follow through on their soul's journeys. Now, that doesn't mean we are all self-centered and narrow-minded by any means, but it means that we are valuing our soul's journey and our time here enough to try and live it to the fullest, explore it to the fullest, mend it to the fullest, in all of those ways, really embody who we are. And when we really embody who we are, we shine brighter. And I know maybe that could sound a little cheesy, but it's so true. Your soul light, your soul frequency, the higher it goes, the brighter it is. And spirits tell me this all the time. Those that are naturally mediumistic or psychic draw other spirits to them because they shine bright. The higher you vibrate, the brighter your light is. So it's like a lighthouse. The higher you vibrate, the more you are not dimming your light, the brighter your lighthouse light is. Right? And so that matters for you. And that also matters for the ripples it puts out in the universe. So this is a really beautiful reading, I got to say this morning, just really reiterating a lot of what Spirit has been saying to me in conversations and through readings with other people. Don't dim your light. Don't sit in victim mentality too long. Choose what you want to do next. Explore the ways you can make it happen and be you. Be willing to be you in this lifetime. That is what matters. Be you. So that's a great one for midweek. I'm excited about that. Happy Wednesday, you guys. I hope this helps inspire you today to take a moment to really look at who you are, where you've come and where you're going, and that it has value, because it completely does. So I'll leave you with that. You guys, if you are wanting to explore your consciousness more, do check out avalonspirit.com. We have lots of personal journey guides there that can help you discover more of you, if that's a path that feels right. As well, if you haven't already, check out my podcast, the Ginette Biro podcast. It is on this YouTube page here, as well as any audio platform. Lots of good stuff on there all the time. I love it. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. I really appreciate it. And I will be back again tomorrow with more. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day.